What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and if you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. You're gonna get an evil stepmom. Yeah, that's right, guys. I wouldn't want to risk getting an evil stepmom myself, so I would just go ahead and press the like button to avoid all chances of that. Real talk, though, guys, today I have a subscriber story that was sent in about this dude's stepmom who's just apparently absolutely bonkies, and, I just felt like it was worth sharing. It was a pretty entertaining story to read. Thankfully, they're out of that situation now, but it sounded pretty insane, so I figured I'd share it with you guys, and without further ado, let's get right into the swag. Enjoy the Cold War gameplay. The game's fun, by the way.
It's so good, it's not good. Nice rack in her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million. Swear I'm a little drunk, but it's a hell of a feeling.
Alright. So I'm gonna skip the part about his parents getting divorced just because he asked me to, and that's a very personal thing, and it just doesn't actually matter to the story. But all you gotta know is about 2 years after his parents ended up splitting up, his dad started dating this new woman who at the time seemed fantastic. Like, it was one of those situations where somebody seems good on paper, and his family loved her, like his grandma and his aunts and stuff, and his dad really liked her, but for whatever reason, he just thought that she was shady. He couldn't put his finger on it, but something about the way that she would act around him and everybody else just made him uncomfortable. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but when I read this, I understood what he was saying. Basically, he was saying, when somebody is too perfect, they fit in too well, there's no adjustments from anything, they never seem to disagree with anyone about anything type of situation. That was what was going on. She just always agreed, she was always go with the flow, to the point of it being suspicious. And I understand that, sometimes people are just very go with the flow people, but this was an instance where something about it just seemed fake. So, sure enough, after dating for a bit and then getting along really well, his dad is like, alright, I'm gonna marry her. And the kid is not too happy about this, he just has a bad feeling about it. But once again, what is he gonna say? Oh, she fits in too well with the family, you shouldn't date her? That just sounds ridiculous. He didn't have a reason not to like her, just something about her was off to him, right? So the dad goes through with it, they get married, they have this big wedding, and all of a sudden, as soon as the wedding happens, she goes from fitting in and getting along with everybody to suddenly having this vendetta against this kid and trying to get his dad to do everything he can to get him out of the picture now that they were married and it wasn't a situation where he could just break up with her. And I don't personally have step parents, but every time a subscriber sends in a story about their crazy step parent, I feel like that's usually what happens. Is they're super nice, and then as soon as they get married for whatever reason, it's like a switch is flipped. And apparently this lady was just basically hell-bent on making him miserable, but not in the normal ways that evil step parents do, not letting him hang out with his friends or taking away his Xbox or anything, but what she would do was just really subtle things to mess with him, right? To this day, he doesn't have proof of this, but every week, without fail, his toothbrush was just going missing, and the kid was like, there's no way I'm losing my toothbrush, this has never happened, as soon as this girl moves in with us, my toothbrush just starts going missing every week. And he didn't have proof that she's doing it, but he just had a feeling, because whenever he would bring up that his toothbrush had gone missing again, she would cause a massive deal about it and tell him how irresponsible he was and make this big deal in front of his dad about how maybe it was better for him to go live with his mom so he could learn some responsibility. But there's no way this kid was actually losing his toothbrush every week. Stuff like that started happening where she was doing things where it was trying to get rid of him in a weird way without actually trying to get rid of him or starting beef. He can't directly go to her and accuse her of hiding his toothbrushes because that sounds paranoid and insane. Dad, listen, you need to divorce your wife immediately because she's stealing my toothbrushes. Doesn't exactly sound like something that it's very easy to get your parents on board with, especially because, for some reason, I don't know why, parents just refuse to believe their kids. I remember being younger, I would tell my parents things that were true or going to happen, and they just wouldn't believe me because they thought I was a kid and dumb. I'm sorry. And now imagine trying to tell your dad that he needs to get a divorce because your toothbrushes keep going missing. He's probably gonna look at you like you're a crazy person. After the toothbrush thing wasn't working, though, she really started to up the ante and get a little bit more direct. Like, she would go out of her way after his sports games to tell him everything that he did wrong. Like, once she realized that she wasn't going to be able to get him out of the house by, making him look irresponsible, she just started basically attacking him whenever she got the chance and his dad wasn't around, to make him hate living there so he could move. And once again, it was never in ways where, like, the kid could go to his dad and say she was overtly being mean. Like, let's say that he struck out at baseball. On the way home, she would just ream into him about how much he sucks at baseball and how he's pathetic and, like, all the money they're spending on it is a waste. And then they would get home and he's like, oh, you're being mean to me. And she's like, no, I was just trying to motivate him because he didn't play very well. Like, shady stuff like that, where technically she didn't do anything wrong, but she just started unironically trying to make him miserable, Bo. And those are the worst type of people to be around, where they just tear you down for every little mistake, dude. Like, you spell one word wrong in a text, and she would send him messages back basically implying that he was stupid and needed to pay more attention in school because he had too many typos when he texted. And, like, Jesus, dude, a kid having typos when they text is just genuinely not that big of a deal. This kid, though, apparently, like, took it as a personal challenge to outlast her. He was trying to prove that he was stronger than this evil lady that was getting it, trying to get him to, like, split up from hanging out with his dad and whatnot. So he kind of starts to have more tenacity about it and starts kind of pushing her buttons back, which is totally fair. If you're gonna push his buttons and start going after him, he starts going after her. He purposely, like, isn't cleaning his room. He's leaving the kitchen a mess. All of these things that he knows that she's gonna get mad at, but how mad she's getting just makes her look unstable. Like, look, I'm a teenage boy. I've left the kitchen a mess. I've made my parents mad at me by doing that. But I'm gonna be honest, they also are intelligent enough to be like, hey, this isn't worth trying to take my Xbox for 5 months. I can just get him to clean the kitchen. But this lady was not having any of that. But he just starts kind of baiting her into looking unstable. So she starts losing it over every, like, little tiny mistake that he makes. And obviously the dad kind of starts to notice that it almost appears like she doesn't like his son. And wouldn't you believe it, when you stop putting on an act and pretending to like somebody's kid, chances are it bugs him, dude. So his dad one day, I guess, pulled her aside just to ask if she had any beef with his kid and whatnot. And she thought that it was her time to, like, go off and say what a horrible kid he was and all this stuff. So she just starts laying into him to the kid's dad. And after she's done, the dad was like, all right, are you done? And when she said yes, he said, all right, perfect. Now I need you to move out because I'm not picking you over my son. Which, like, every time this happens, I just genuinely think, does it ever work out for the step parent? Like, does hating somebody's kid and trying to ruin that relationship ever work out for you? Or 9 times out of 10, I feel like it just ruins your own marriage. Because how am I going to be married to somebody that just hates my kid? Like, that seems way more complicated than just not marrying somebody. If you hated the kid so much, why would you marry his dad? It just seems like a really backwards decision. Regardless, once all that went down and she realized that she was about to get cut off and actually move out, she started trying to be, like, all nice to the kid and trying to repair the relationship. But at that point, it's too late. Like, if you spend 6 months trying to get somebody to hate you, chances are they're gonna hate you. Unless you're really bad at being a bad person, chances are that they aren't gonna like you. And even then, dude, how do you expect me to get along with somebody that unironically has, like, told me how stupid I am? I'm sorry. I don't like being around people that, don't make me giggle or feel good as a person. And any lady that's willing to, like, attack a child and try to get him to move out is not the type of people that I'm personally trying to hang out with. Yo, it's a Friday night. Let's invite that lady over who constantly attacks people for no reason. Like, I just highly doubt that anybody has that person on the list of people that they're actually trying to hang out with, you know? Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to follow Scrubby Stories on TikTok. Check out the Scuffed podcast, which is down below in the description. And check out the merch as well. Both the Haha and OG Sub Club merch is out. But as I've said, the Scrubby Stories TikTok, I post highlights over there, and you guys should check it out. It would help me out, help me get some new viewers, and I'd appreciate it. Other than that, comment the word, I don't know, stepmom down below if you enjoyed the video. It helps it do better in recommended, and I would really appreciate it. Other than that, I just wanted to take a second, say thank you to everybody still watching the videos. The channel has been picking up again. I know it's been a little bit since I've really been popping, but now that it's getting back up, I just want you guys to know that I am very grateful and appreciative for everything you guys do for me. I know it's a lot, and I know I post a lot, and you guys supporting me really does mean the world. But on that note, I'm gonna quit being a cornball and get out of here. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. I'm gonna go marry an angry woman now who's gonna yell at me about how awful my kids are. Yeah, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I will see you guys all tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.